SUTV's Veg Out.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Bailey. Thank you for tuning in today. You guys all look radishing.
Well, to start off today, I'm going to start off with a fact about Meatless Monday. So, just producing 1 pound of beef alone, you can take 60 showers. So think about that next time you eat beef.
A lot of water for one burger. So today we're going to make our pimped out vegan mac and cheese. So our ingredients that we need, you need a whole box of pasta. And so, do you want to talk about the pasta?
Yes, so mostly all pasta is vegan, but you do want to make sure you look on the box and it will say contains, and it should just say soy or wheat. If it says milk, then you don't want to buy the pasta.
Yeah, so no dairy products, very important thing with vegan things. And we bought whole grain pasta. You're also going to need 2 carrots, half an onion, a sweet potato. We have a variety of spices that we'll talk about later. And then we have some water that we cooked with the vegetables, cashews, coconut milk, breadcrumbs, oil, and garlic. So we're going to get started. Yeah. I'm going to start by cooking our pasta. Just fill your pot up about 3/4 of the way full and then boil it. Throw your pasta in, and I will get that started.
And I'm going to start cutting up the vegetables. It doesn't really matter how you chop these up. You just want to make sure that they're in smaller pieces, because the smaller you cook them, the smaller you cut them, they'll cook faster.
All right, and so I'm also going to preset our oven to 350 degrees. We're going to need that later. And then when we are cooking the vegetables, it'll probably take about 10 minutes to cook, depending on how large you cut your vegetables. And then I'm going to go grab our spices.
And we do have an onion. Oops. So you guys will probably cry. I always cry when I cut onions. So.
But vegetables aren't a sad thing, so you shouldn't cry.
Vegetables are great.
All right, so while Hannah's still cutting, I'm going to start our mac and cheese sauce. So you're going to need a food processor. If you have a large blender, that would probably work too, but our food processor is literally our best friend. Yes. You will love it. I promise you, invest in it. It's a great thing.
It is a great thing. You could also use a NutriBullet if you don't have a blender either. Those also work, but as Bailey said, the food processor is basically the way to go because you can fit more in it, which is awesome.
Okay, so also, what you're going to want to do about 4 to 8 hours before you cook your mac and cheese, you're going to soak your cashews. And I know that sounds weird, but we already have our cashews pre-soaked and we have already drained them. And so what that's going to do, the cashews are going to soak up all of that water, and then when you blend your sauce, it's going to make it super creamy, and that's what's going to make it have that cheesy consistency.
Also, everyone freaks out about going meatless because of the protein. So the first thing that we have filled with protein are the cashews.
Nuts.
Any nuts have tons and tons of protein, so think about that.
Just for 1/4 cup of cashews, which I know I eat many more than that, there is 5 grams of protein. All right, so I'm going to start adding stuff to our food processor. What we're going to start out with is 3/4 a cup of coconut milk, and you actually don't have to use coconut milk. You can use almond milk, soy milk, just any milk alternative, because dairy is a huge water sucker, so it's very good for the environment if you're using stuff like coconut milk. We're using coconut milk today because it's super creamy, and once again, that's going to help with our cheese sauce. So I'm going to put our 3/4 cup of milk in here. I love coconut milk. I always use it in my oatmeal too.
Yeah, coconut milk is awesome. And there's a ton of different varieties. There's cashew milk, there's almond milk, there's soy milk, so you can honestly pick whatever you want. So I'm done cutting up all my veggies, so I'm gonna put them in the boiling water for about 10 minutes or until they get soft.
Yes, and I'm gonna go grab our pasta. All right, so our pasta is all done. Look how good that looks. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our 1/2 cup of cashews, and they've been soaked for 4 to 8 hours. I soaked mine for, I think, around 8. So 1/2
And this will make it just super, it will get that cheese taste that everyone misses when they go, if you go vegan, you miss the cheese. So I'm going to go check on the veggies.
All right, next what I'm going to do is add our 3 tablespoons of garlic cloves. So I just have minced garlic here. That's super easy to keep fresh. You just stick it in your fridge rather than mincing your own garlic. And so we're going to do 3 tablespoons of that.
Also, whenever you do go vegan or vegetarian, some people are worried about the taste and how it can be tasteless. That's how we add the garlic, and then Bailey's going to show you all the different spices we use, and we use a lot of different spices because It's honestly amazing, and it makes it so good.
And you can spice it up any way you want. So today we have our Cajun seasoning, so I'm going to do a couple sprinkles of that. We have our cayenne pepper to spice it up because Hannah loves spicy food.
Yeah, spice is awesome. It adds a lot to taste.
We're going to grind our own pepper. And if you grind your own pepper like from a grinder like this, it just tastes so much fresher. So we're going to put that in. And then last but not least, garlic salt. And we're only going to put a little bit in now, and then we're going to add more later because we already have a lot of garlic in here. But
it is our favorite seasoning. And then our veggies are done. So if you can see, they are like that perfect kind of mushy texture. So that's exactly what you want when you make the veggies. So all you're going to do is pour them all in.
And so when we took the vegetables from the water, we just used a slotted spoon and reached into our pot and grabbed those out. So remaining in the pot was vegetable water. So it's what we cooked the vegetables in. And we're actually going to use some of that in our sauce. So that'll just carry over the flavors. So we're going to use 1.5 cups of that. Pour it right in there.
And it's great because it still has those nice natural flavors of the onion, carrot, and potato. Tastes really good.
And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of oil. So you can use olive oil, coconut oil. We use olive oil just to keep that really good creamy flavor. But honestly, any oil is good. I would recommend either coconut or olive oil, though.
Those are the ones that we typically use basically for everything.
All right, so I think our last ingredient is nutritional yeast, which sounds so weird, but it's so delicious. And that's what gives the mac and cheese a very cheesy taste, and that's what vegans use all the time to like keep that cheesy taste because you can't eat cheese when you're vegan.
Yeah, and once again, it makes it creamy just with the combine it with the cashews, and that's how you get your pimped out mac and cheese.
Yes. And so the really great thing about nutritional yeast, going with the protein again, because people freak out about not eating protein when you're not eating meat, this actually has 8 grams of protein per serving, and it's so good.
You can add a little bit more if you want to, so that's what Bailey and I do, usually at the end.
And so it kind of looks weird, but the first time you eat it,
it kind of looks like fish food, but don't get freaked out by it. It's honestly really good.
And it's not like the yeast that you have when you're making bread or pretzels, whatever.
It's really good. Trust me.
All right, so we have everything in here. We're gonna put this on. Hopefully it works.
Yeah, sometimes food processors
I have to get my roommate to help me a lot.
So you're just gonna blend it until
all right.
Until you're gonna start to see it turn orange.
Might have filled it over a little bit.
Yeah, you want to be careful of not overfilling it.
All right, a little bit longer. All right, almost there. A little bit longer.
How's that? Open it up.
All right, so we're just gonna mix it up a little bit. Make sure everything's getting all mixed around, not stuck to the bottom or anything.
And sometimes you may have to, it just all depends on what you have. So I'm gonna add a little bit more cashews to make it a little bit more thicker.
So you can kind of tell it's a little bit thin. Just gonna add a little bit more.
So we always encourage trying it because you want to see if you need to add anything else extra. So I just take a noodle and test it out.
How does it taste?
That's good. Pimped mac and cheese.
Awesome.
So yep. What we're gonna do is Bailey's gonna pour this into the pasta.
Very carefully, if I can get this off.
Yeah, so you want to be careful with the pasta since it is just kind of all liquid right now.
And so once we cook this, it'll thicken up a little bit as well. All right, so what we did is we just added the sauce to our already cooked pasta.
All you're going to do is mix it together so everything gets that, that nice sauce in it.
And the reason why it's called pimped out mac and cheese is because we are pimping it out with extra vegetables. So we already made our sauce with vegetables, but we're gonna add even more. So today we have our superfood, kale. And we actually got this from a farmer's market, so it's fresh.
Yeah, everyone should go check it out. It's called How She Grows. Wait, that's not right. But it's awesome. It's right around Salisbury. Try to get food locally grown because that's better for the environment. Also, kale has, once again, super good health benefits, including iron, calcium, and what else?
Protein.
Yeah, protein.
And lots more vitamins and minerals that I can't even name off the top of my head.
Right. And usually, Bailey and I will sometimes add broccoli and peas, which once again have calcium and iron benefits, and protein.
And you can really add whatever you want, whatever's local, whatever's in season right now. But we love kale. So yeah. And once you cook this too, the kale, it obviously looks raw right now because it is, but when you cook it, it'll kind of soften up a bit and it'll really get incorporated into the mac and cheese.
So then once you're done adding your extra veggies, you're gonna take your 13 by 9 pan.
I'm gonna pour that right in here. And we're almost done, I'm so excited.
And then to add some extra crunch to it, you're gonna add some just regular crackers, or you can add breadcrumbs. Usually breadcrumbs though aren't vegan. They do contain milk, so that's why I always go for the crackers. And whenever you're looking for stuff that is vegan, you look at the bottom of the ingredients and it should say, once again I said it in the beginning of the show, it says contains in bold, and you just wanna make sure it doesn't say milk. And this just has soy in it. So you're gonna take your crackers, and just with your hands, crush them up everywhere, and it's really good.
We like a lot of crunch. And so we got, what flavor is this? We roasted garlic. Last week we did, I think, rosemary.
Yeah.
And so really, like we said, any flavors you love, just incorporate that into your mac and cheese and make it your own. And then, so on top of this as well, we're gonna add a little bit of extra garlic salt. And I promise, if you're scared of garlic, it's so good.
It's so good. Just eat it.
And then we're going to add some more nutritional yeast too.
Nutritional yeast and garlic salt are our go-tos.
I put this on everything. Put it on popcorn. I put it on carrots the other day.
So this is what it looks like before you put it into the oven. As we said, 350, and then you're going to put it in for about 10 minutes until it gets that nice little crisp around the edges.
And we're going to have to wait for it. Ding!
Wow.
Our mac and cheese is ready.
Pimped out.
Look how
vegan
gorgeous
mac and
it
cheese.
is.
So,
let's taste it.
basically you can eat out of the pan or you can get a spoon, but personally, eating out of the pan is the best way to go.
Yeah, you don't even need a bowl for this. So good.
That's good mac and cheese. So make sure you try to go meatless on Mondays. Another fun fact to end with you today is that if you skip meat just for one day, you save enough energy to charge your phone for 4.5 years. Who doesn't love that? Everyone's on their phone, so go meatless on Mondays.
Yes, you save water, you save money, you save energy. It is great for everyone.
Yes.
So thank you so much for tuning in to SUTV's Veg Out. Happy Meatless Monday. I'm Bailey.
I'm Hannah.
And have a great Meatless Monday!
Woo!
Kale, yay!